Hey, you guys. Welcome to Melissa Valentine's Cozy Nursery and More. If you don't know me, welcome. My name is Melissa. And if you know me, you guys, it's been a minute. It has been a minute. Oh my God, I'm dying. It has been a minute. I just came in from work and fed my animals. I feel like, I'm not making videos as frequently. And I had this discussion with Atlas, like sort of. It was a text. And, she said she feels like other YouTubers aren't making them as often either. So, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it was I just dropped something. Maybe it was the lunar eclipse we had, the full moon, I don't know what's going on. The world, the world we're living in, everything going on. So I'm in here. I don't have any special lighting today. Look, I got a pimple. Look like someone knocked me in the face. Like I got a shiner here. It's just a pimple. It's a really bad one. But maybe I need to put a light on. I don't know, you guys. But I wanted to get on here because one, I actually have been meaning to do a video. I just haven't did it. If you're new or new here and you haven't watched all my videos, this here, she's full limb, but I have her all covered up. This is the Alyssa sculpt from Bountiful Baby. She's a Reborn, and her name is Adelaide in this nursery, and she is an Adelaide fake bridge creation from years ago. 3 or 4 years ago, I guess. And she is very well loved and taken care of. She actually was I have a cradle in my bedroom that I keep in the corner. It's a round, it's actually, it's on Amazon. It's a round cradle with like tool that comes down. And Sam, a while back ago, helped me build it up so I don't have to bend to get in there. And to be honest, I do put whatever lucky baby winds up in there. And it also becomes like a shit magnet for stuff, when, let me see if I can put a light on or something. It'll help. Hold on. I don't like the whitest light. You know what I'm saying? I can't even tell, you guys. I can't tell what I'm doing over here. Well, I don't know. Maybe, does that help? I don't know. I'm just trying to help you guys. So the cradle becomes like a shit magnet. And so if I put a baby in there, I'm not going to put nothing in there. But if there's no baby in there, I just like throw random shit in there. I know that's terrible. But so anyway, this is my Adelaide. And if you don't know me, she is the first one. She is the oldest one in my nursery, the one that started it all here. She is the reason that I am doing YouTube geared towards reborn babies, and this whole room at one point was a library. It turned into a complete nursery, spare bedroom / nursery. So, but I've been wanting to do a video. I just didn't have the oomph to do it. In this world, I need to sit down. Let me bring you over here. Maybe I can have you sit with me. Let's sit down and talk. Let's sit down and talk about, where the hell's my soda? It's over there. Let's sit down and talk about the world, right? Because, God, the wire doesn't go any further. But, okay. So we'll just leave it as it is. So, everybody, we always got money on the mind. Always. We always got money on the mind. And, when we think about it and how our money is best spent, right? We're always making decisions. And I look around my room and I see this room here. And I see baby, beautiful baby, right? But a lot of other people will say, money, 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 money. And that's what essentially a lot of people that I know that are not in the hobby look at and see: money, money. Right? You know, so when we, sorry, you guys, read my palm. Any palm readers? So how do we justify, not that we need to, right? Not that we really need to justify shit for anybody, but how do you, for yourself, how do you justify what all these dolls? Now, it doesn't matter if you collect, it doesn't matter what kind of dolls you collect. I don't care what you collect, right? It doesn't have to be the Reborns. It could be whatever, right? You know, I have no biases, but how do you justify it? You know, if you're in a relationship or marriage, you know, maybe your husband or partner, you know, whatever, husband, wife, partner, whomever, maybe you're like, well, you spend money on cars, or you spend money on yarn, or you spend money, yarn is a lot cheaper though. I mean, there's a little more, it's went up in price in time, but anyway, you know, do you say, well, you go do this, and, you know, so I should get my dolls, right? It's only fair. But, you know, in the very beginning, I could not see myself actually spending any money on this hobby. Because, you know, when you first get into the hobby, you're like, God dang, this stuff's expensive. Shit. You know, I'm not no damn Bill Gates, Donald Trump. I don't even know, and I'm not related to any of them. You know, and you get in the hobby, you're like, God dang, this is so expensive. And time goes by, and then you buy your first, you know, and it's like more of a budget, or, you know, even if you buy in, you know, whatever, you're going to buy the lower end of what you feel like you think you should spend at that time, right? Especially a lot of new collectors, right? You'll say, well, I'm not going to go all in. I can't see myself spending that much, you know. So I started with this little bunker right here, this little bunkaboo. And let me tell you, you can't find this for what I paid for her. If you want to know what I paid for her, you need to watch all my videos, because I've said it so many times. I'm done. Go back and watch them. So anyway, so I could not see myself. I thought I spent too much already on her. I was like, no, forget about it. So I kept her and treated her like a princess. She was the only one, and that was it, you know. But then I got the feelings. I got the yearning. I got the feeling. You know what I'm talking about? The feelings. Time for another one. So, and that's what happened. So, I wish I want to bring this down, but I don't, you know, you guys, maybe hold on a minute. Let me pull. And like magic, it all worked out. Look at that. That looks terrible. So I got to brush the back of her hair. She's got like, you know, because she's been laying on it, but she has nice, beautiful hair. So my thing is, I wanted another one. So I remember sitting in the car, and it was supposed to be, you know, I was not frantically. I was looking, sorry, you guys, I'm trying to get my life straight. I was looking and looking and looking for another one, and I was like, well, I want it to be less than $300. I want it to be like less than $250, less than $300. And the more I looked, the less I saw. And you know, when you're looking for a good deal, you have to really, really, really look, you know? And if you know what artists, you know, you prefer that have a good deal, you're going to try to catch it. You're going to try to catch it, right? And at the time, I didn't have a particular, you know, favorite artist or one that I gravitated to. I was just experimenting, right? But I had that hankering for another one. So eventually I got one. Now, as time went by, so did the price. I can tell you, the first time I actually, okay, so I've always had a trickle of like Amazon babies. I had a trickle of, you know, this and that. But when I finally spent, because my budget was like $300. When I finally spent $600 on a baby, mind you, I've slowly creeped up. I remember telling a doll friend, oh my God, this is the most I've ever spent on a baby. Like, oh my God. Oh, geez. Like, whew. So I made sure that I bought all like white to go under the clothes. And that's when I started like covering my babies head to toe. I don't do that anymore. I don't cover them completely head to toe. It just so happens this outfit is actually perfect for a cuddle baby. But I don't have any cuddle babies right now. I don't think I ever will again because I have found it's not for me. So I was like, oh my God, $600, right? And loved that baby. In fact, that baby went to a beautiful home, beautiful person. That was a beautiful baby. So, but at the time I was smitten and I was like, oh my God, Lara, I did this. And then the price just started going up and up and up. And, you know, if I'm going to spend close to $1,000, you know, I'm going to start narrowing in who I want for my babies, right? To make babies for me. Now, without going way off topic, how do you justify this amount of money? You know, people don't always, and nowadays it's really hard to have, no matter what you could afford. If you go up and over your budget, like you have to really, really manipulate money somehow. And it could be a pain in the ass, right? So in my life, a lot of my like fancier trips got pushed to the wayside. Like, and then I had my own little things I had to pay off, right? Nothing in life is free and life is very expensive, right? So how do you justify it? How do you justify blowing so much money on dolls when sometimes you won't even want to spend that much on something else, right? I was going on cruises at one point in my life. Cruise. Traveling, loved it. I put it on the back burner because I love travel and I love cruising. I have places I would love to go. Without a shadow of a doubt. I would love, traveling's my thing. But you gotta have money to do it, right? So, and right now I'm a solo flyer financially, you know, which is fine with me. So I have trips coming up, but they're in the distant future, right? I have one nice trip coming up in the distant future and I am putting all my money towards that. And then I have a spontaneous trip coming up soon and I'm putting a little bit towards that. And I keep seeing something in front of my eye. What am I seeing? I don't know. I feel like, all right, it's just goofy Melissa after work. Melissa, all right? She doesn't come out often, but I'm getting a little, so, all right. Let me cut the shit. Let me get to the chase. All right. So for me personally, I don't have to like report to nobody. I don't have to like, you know, tell nobody, you know, a spouse or anything, you know, hey, I bought blah, 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 blah. No more, right? So how do I justify this shit around me? Like, how do I justify this? How do I justify this Masterpiece Galleries doll? This entire nursery of all this shit around me. The dolls, the everything, right? This beautiful baby back here who's back there right now. And I don't know, but, and this beautiful bunker. Okay. My mental health for me, my mental health. And I have touched on this in the past, but lately, as much as like everything is so expensive. And at this point, I'm juggling a future spontaneous trip, not camping, you know, that I'm going to be going off to. I'm juggling that, paying off a distant future cruise, and doing other things in life that I have missed out on so far. Yes, I do have babies that I would love to have. I have I have a blank kit that I would like to get painted eventually in the future. But I also need to work on other things right now, like making memories with my son before he finds some little girl that's going to sweep him off his feet and, right? Okay. So, you know, I have to make memories. And plus, you know, I want to do other things than just focus on, you know, I want to have variety. Variety is the spice of life. But when I look around and I see, you guys know shit. I had the State Farm guy here. I have State Farm for my house insurance. And I had him here. And they were looking when Hurricane Helene came, and I had, like, my shingles flew off my roof and everything, and I had a leak. And the guy came, and I showed him my doll room. I said, listen, I need to talk to you real quick. I said, do I need to take out an extra insurance policy on my dolls? Like, what do I need to do? And he was like, oh, no, it should be included in your house as long as you have, like, receipts, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I use PayPal. Like, I use PayPal. I don't even know if that's legit. You know, I might have to have a statement from my artist, whatever. But, you know, so apparently I didn't have to. According to State Farm, you know, I'm covered as long as I can prove what I spent. So hopefully that I never have to deal with that. But I'm just saying, I was, you know, you spend money on this stuff. So, for me, my mental health, it means a lot for my mental health. Now, you know, lately I've just been working and doing other things, and I'm back to crocheting again. I'm crocheting myself a shawl that I'll probably never use, but I have plenty of intentions of using it. So, and it's nothing fancy. I started to do a fancy shawl, and it was so asymmetric and crazy, and it was like, enough. It wasn't even enough for her to have. And I said, to hell with this shit. I need something more simpler. Because I don't crochet on a regular basis, you know. But, you know, for me, it's the mental health. It's looking at these babies and seeing them. And it brings you back to a different level in time in your life. You know, growing up, you know, we didn't have a lot. We really didn't have a lot. And we were never asked what we wanted for Christmas from my parents. We were given what they could get, right? So I remember wanting a water baby so bad back in the 90s, and I never got it. But, you know, my parents did their best. But as an adult, I have the ability to get what I want, right? In time, especially if I am, you know, temperance, you know, like in time, right? Little by little. You guys, I just thought I do tarot cards, and I thought of the temperance card. My mind is everywhere. Ah! It's crazy. Cause honestly, I'm making this video because I've been thinking these things. This is stuff that's been on my mind. This has been on my mind. And you know, money. And not even like money, like necessarily bills, but like money invested in this room. And I've always said, this is an investment in us, right? In our happiness. And it can be quite an expensive investment, but it's well worth it if it does something for you and helps you, right? You know, it's money well spent when it's done for a good reason. Because, you know, I've deleted comments, you guys, of people. I usually don't delete the nasty comments, but there's been a couple really nasty ones in the time that I've done reborns on my YouTube. You know, somebody was like, oh, you know, people are starving. And this was a while ago. It's materialistic. It is. It's fucking materialistic. I'm not kidding. It's materialistic. But we do what we can afford in time, right? We do what we can afford. And if you're able to do the things that you really want and the things that make you happy, you know what I'm saying? You know, it doesn't make us bad people or anything. I was just thinking of that, you know, like what we put our money to, you know. So personally for me, I'm happy. I've said this like the past few months. I am very happy with my collection. I'm happy. I got my big girl recently. So, you know, there's a birthday party. Come here, big girl. Come here, girl. Come on, hold on. Oh, God, she's so friggin' heavy. Hold on. All right. I got my big girl with her fat hands, and she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. She's so gorgeous. But yeah, I mean, when I went to the doll show, I knew I wanted a toddler, and it was easy to justify getting her. It was easy for me. Like, I don't need to be blowing money all the time. But this, I didn't have to think about it. I knew a toddler was coming to this nursery because it was fulfilling for me and it was fun. And I thought it would bring a new dimension to my collecting, right? You know, I got my Masterpiece Galleries doll, but like I love her to death. Hi. She's so cute. She's so cute. Yes, she is. So, you know, for me personally, I feel like there's just a certain happiness this room brings me. When I go into this room, there's just, like I said, it radiates like beautifully, and you how do you not be happy going into a room full of dolls, you know? How are you not happy? It would put a smile on anybody's face coming in this room. I don't care if you're a collector or not. Now, some people may think it's a little creepy, but most people, this would put a smile on their face, you know? I didn't want to pull her hair too much. So, now, that's everything I need to get off my chest. Like, you know, the money with the dolls, right? Justifying what we spend. And if you have anything to add in the comments, you guys, I've been really crappy at answering comments, but I'll get there. I'm working on it. Also, check out my post. I have Q&A questions. 2 people so far have asked me questions. I'm waiting for more. I would like to possibly do it live. I'm going to give it just a little bit more time before I answer them. Like, I'm dying to answer them. I'm excited to answer them. I would like to do it live. We'll see. Go to my posts, find it. It should be at like the very top of the last one. And just like, ask me a question. Ask me anything. Even if you're new here, even if it's probably something I've said before that you don't know, because you don't know if you're brand new, you know, if you're going to binge watch my channel. Hey, right. But yeah, so you guys, I got home from work, and I want to get cleaned up and ready for bed, and I'm going to make a macaroni and cheese. Yes, I am. I got a piece of cotton on me. I make a macaroni and cheese. Yes, I am. Make a macaroni and cheese. Homemade. And then I'll be going to bed soon. It's my little girl right here. This is, if you don't know her, this is Autumn. There's a few videos of her, and I'm going to take Autumn with me. Yes, look, she's got teeth too, I think. Don't she got teeth? Yes, she got some teetsies. She got teeth. All right, you guys, I didn't make this video fancy, and I have no intention of making it fancy because this is old school videos, because I got a lot to do, and I feel like, no, that's shadow. I thought that was like hair on her face, you know? But, all right, you guys, like, subscribe, comment, share. I thank you guys so much. Check out my description. You know, go through my channel, check out my posts, get some vibe of me if you don't know me well. And until next time, you guys, bye.